Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench alongside David Collier. I always like when we get 2 days in a row together, Collier.
It is kind of odd. I apologize in advance.
For how great the show's going to be?
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, we're apologizing for how awesome we'll be today.
No, I'm not. I'm apologizing that you have to sit with me. I didn't say the show wasn't going to be awesome.
No, I said I liked it. Lucas also here, as always.
Always.
We're not mad at the Rangers today, so that's nice. Otherwise, not a lot going on yesterday. The Baylor Bears did add another Jamarion to their roster, or their commitment list. Is that 4 or 5
I think
now?
it's 4.
4, which...
Not on the roster.
I would say that's...
in the recruiting class.
Yeah, in the recruiting class. I would say that's... it's not an uncommon name. It's certainly not a common name.
Yeah, it's not a common name by any stretch of the imagination.
It's not like,
Robert?
Felipe 22. It's like nobody has it.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably in the middle somewhere. Jamarion. And then they've got 4 of them now, with the latest being a 4-star. People were calling him a 5-star yesterday. Is he a 5-star in some service?
He must be.
Or just in his Twitter bio?
Yeah, maybe he just sent his Twitter bio.
He's a 5-star in his Twitter bio.
Maybe that's where I remember, because everywhere, a lot of places yesterday when I was looking, it said 4-star.
But a very high 4-star and a very good player. He was down between Texas for a long time, and it looked like he was going to go with Felix Ojo to Texas. Ojo commits to Texas Tech. Baylor makes a strong push. Texas Tech made a late push to get back into it, but he did commit to Baylor yesterday. Very good get for the Baylor Bears. And I think right now, David, obviously I would have preferred him to be out of the Big 12 if he's not coming to Texas Tech. He's a good player.
Yeah.
And I'm not generally a pro Big 12 rah-rah guy. I just want Texas Tech to be successful. But I think the nature of the landscape today, it's good that Houston is in on a 5-star and got a 5-star. It's good that Baylor is getting some blue chips. It's good that TCU has a blue chip or two. It's good that BYU has a blue chip or two. It's good that Kansas has a blue chip or two. Like, we need to even out nationally the blue chips. So I think it's good that the Big 12 is having some success in recruiting right now.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, I know it's early on in the process, but right now I'm trying to figure out the whole the high school version of this recruiting world that we live in now, and I see it. But you're right. You look and you've got your normal ones, like Alabama has 5, I think, according to one service, and it's a lot of the blue bloods, if you will, up there. But it's not anything. 5 is the cap, and then it's 2 and 2 and 2 and 1, and you're like, you look at that number, and it only has like the top 6 there or whatever. But
Georgia and Texas Tech have the same amount of 5-stars committed.
So that's the best part. I think what it was like 5, 4, 3, and a couple were at 2. No. And then I want to see the list that have 1, which is probably a lot more than it has been in years past.
Now they have 24 stars.
Yes.
So they still have 21 blue chips.
Yeah.
Same with USC. They've got 21 blue chips committed. Texas has 11. Which could be that Baylor and TCU and Texas Tech are kind of chipping into Texas pool.
Yeah.
Georgia is kind of a standalone unit there in the area, though. 5-star defensive end from Georgia predicted to go to Texas Tech next season. That's not next season. That's the next recruiting class. That's the 27th recruiting class.
Yeah.
Now, that's a long ways out. That could be next July before you get that commitment. But it is out there. Notre Dame has 20 blue chips. And then right now on 3, Texas Tech just credited with 3 blue chips. But if you're looking at the industry standard and across for who has a 4-star anywhere. Ojo is a 5-star. Donovan Webb, 4-star. Savorian Martin, 4-star. Then you have Ace Rowden is a 4-star. And Gerald Mays just picked up a 4-star from Rivals. Aaron Bradshaw has a 4-star from Rivals. That's 6. So that's 6 4-stars in the class. So that's not normal for Texas Tech. It's still not blue chip heaven like some of the SEC schools or quote-unquote blue bloods, even though I think that term is overused now compared to 30, 40 years ago when there truly was a standout class. Yeah. Now, there still is an upper class. I would call Texas Tech middle class, though. A middle class guy who kind of just won the lottery. Yeah. Kind of learning how to be upper class.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, yeah.
So, and
not just that $2 million scratch off either. You won the big Powerball.
Yeah, you won the mega millions.
The record high pool or whatever, yeah.
So with the commitment from Baylor yesterday, Texas Tech stands alone at the top. BYU has moved into second. They got a 5-star quarterback commit, though. BYU's recruiting is so weird because that kid is basically a 27 commit because he's going to go on a mission for a year.
Yeah.
So how does that are we looking at last year's class for next year for BYU? I'm still learning how to look at BYU and their everything that goes on with BYU because it's such a unique environment. Kansas currently at 3 and Baylor at 4. TCU 5. Arizona State has shot up to 6. Jamari Carlton, who committed yesterday, is their top-ranked player, but they've got 3, 4, 5 guys that are 4-stars somewhere. So I think Baylor's done well, and I'm excited for the Big 12, though the Deloitte stuff coming out in the last 2 days is troublesome.
You can't say that.
That pretty much everything's getting denied. If it's involved with a booster at all, it's been denied. If it's a booster-owned business or an authorized payer business, it's getting denied. There's like a $2,300 deal that got denied because it was an authorized payer. And then the collective NIL deals are just like, nope.
How are they going to police all of that?
It's impossible.
Yeah.
And there have been multiple players already miss events because of the delay from Deloitte. So I don't think that clearinghouse, as it's constructed currently, is going to last very long. At all.
Too much money to be lost.
Yeah.
Not even just from the players for this to be.
Right.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. The Athletic yesterday. David Ubben, Justin Williams, and Chris Vanini. Oh, yeah, let's mute the tennis or golf here. Yesterday put out an article from Big 12 Media Days that it opens, Texas Tech has become one of the splashiest stories of the college football season, thanks to the money poured into its 2025 roster, and opposing Big 12 coaches have taken notice. I'm not going to read all the filler here, but I'm going to read all the quotes.
Okay.
And if you want to stop and talk about a particular quote while we go through, tell me. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of run through these. They've built the best team money can buy, but if they don't win the Big 12, holy cow. That's the first one. The second, I will say this. The Athletic says the responses range from good-natured to cynical with at least a touch of jealousy. At least it seems in some of these. Good for them. Hell, if I had Cody Campbell, I'd be doing sleepovers at his house. said one coach of Texas Tech's billionaire booster who has become a significant figure in college sports. Hey, best buddy, how can I help you? You blanking me? I don't blame them. If you're going to buy a player, buy the right one. And they bought some good ones.
I wish I could guess. I don't want to put any of it on any of these guys. But,
right. I feel like I've boiled it down to maybe 4 or 5 who I feel like aren't babies about it.
Yeah.
And then maybe 10 or 12 that I'm unsure of. Probably 10 that I'm unsure of and 2 that I'm absolutely sure of.
And
would be complaining.
I wonder if like a guy like Matt Campbell, he complains a lot on the sidelines.
Yeah.
I mean, quite the complainer. But I don't know that even if it was anonymous, do you think he would open up like that to an athletic reporter? Not in a
negative way, I don't think.
I don't think he would. I think he would be pretty straightforward about it. There's a couple in there, like the one where it's like, let's let it play out.
Yeah,
all the complaining and whining.
Let's keep going here. Joey has a quote in here too, and his is not anonymous. He says, I do think people feel a little threatened. The last box to check is Texas Tech has never won a Big 12 title, never played in the Big 12 championship. That's why this year is so critical. Baron Morton also said, I love the bullseye we've got on our back. On the podium, Deion Sanders says, yeah, Joey got some money, spending that money. I love it. Can you send a few of those dollars my way so we can get some players too? Back to the anonymous quotes. I mean, it's childish. I think it's, hey, look at me. I don't think it's good for college football. Another coach, it's awesome if you've got it. I wish I had it. Oh, my gosh. That one sounds like Campbell to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just the oh, my gosh feels like oh, shucks kind of Campbell. This coach, ridiculous. They're not just outbidding. They're outbidding by 3 times. Wild, but it'll be interesting. If the players are good kids about the right things and about winning, I think it'll go great. If they're about themselves, the first time adversity hits will define them. Another said the pressure that's going to come with all the money Tech spent is going to be tough.
Listening to Brendan from Arizona, I would put him as the oh my gosh guy or whatever.
Maybe.
I mean,
maybe so.
I don't think they have the money that they probably need there either.
Here's a coach talking about the money, especially the deal that went to Ojo recently, who's not going to be on campus and won't sign that deal until December.
Yeah.
It feels like people think he's getting paid like now. And
well,
I think the roster hit.
I think at least in Nathan Geese's story about that, he spoke to the agent. He agrees to it August 1st is when he can agree to it. Now, obviously you can't be paid. I'm assuming you can't be paid then.
Right.
But the way I understand it, there's I think that's what it said in the story. Maybe I'm...
So National Signing Day doesn't exist anymore? Signing Day's on August?
Whenever I saw that was my question. Was like, how is there not a signing day?
You can agree in principle, but that's...
Yeah, and I guess he doesn't technically get... But can you be held to that, even though you're technically not... Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's for another day.
This coach says, I don't know what to believe. I don't even know how it's possible. Those are big numbers. There will be a lot of young men taking pay cuts when they get done playing college football. This one says, let's see how it plays out. Complaining, bitching, whining. Nobody wants to hear that. That feels like, to me, based on some press conference footage, Rich Rodriguez.
Yeah. And
him talking about the playoff was like, if you want to play in the playoff, win the league.
Yeah.
Quit messing around with it.
Yeah. And I could see him saying that in that setting and being one of the ones that doesn't care that it, not that was in a press conference, but
right, yeah,
he might even say that at a press conference.
He might. Some people are going to spin like the Yankees and Dodgers. Some people are going to spin like the Rays and the Royals, and that doesn't mean we don't have a chance, but it's tough. This quote says, some schools are not going to let it happen. They've done it one way, and they're going to keep doing it that way. They don't want the gap to get closer. That's on the revenue sharing model and trying to stay out in front. And I think that's not Texas Tech. I think he's talking about the SEC and the Big Ten trying to keep their distance.
Yeah.
And then the last two, it simply boils down to whoever has rich boosters wins football games, and that's bad. Does Arizona State have a bunch of rich boosters? Now, they did attack the transfer portal last year, but nobody was complaining about that preseason. I think they had 39 transfers last year or something crazy. And then the final quote, don't hate the player, hate the game. If we had that money, I would have wanted to do the same thing.
That one sounds like a Dillingham to me. Don't hate the player, hate what?
Yeah,
is Chris Kleiman saying that?
No, I don't think so.
Is Willie Fritz saying that?
Yeah.
Maybe it's Mike Gundy. I don't know. Mike Gundy could get away with that, but the rest don't really fit that.
This texter says, anything that doesn't have a name attached, take with a grain of salt. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. And that's why I like the Athlon articles, but I don't.
Athletic.
No, Athlon.
The
Athlon Anonymous articles.
Oh, okay.
I don't take those into consideration, really.
Yeah.
But this one is at a place where all the head coaches are.
Yeah.
So I think this one carries a little more weight from the Athletic.
Yeah, I can confirm. There were no assistant coaches roaming around.
Right.
And
maybe they're getting SIDs, but I don't think so. I think they're getting head coach quotes here. This texter says, Prime and Frosty were passive-aggressive against Tech's successful recruiting at Big 12 Media Day. The next text says, say what you want about Dion, but I think he had something to say. He'd say it like a man. He'd be a man about it.
Well, but the thing with him, though, is that's why they said from the podium, because he, when it was asked by David Ubben from The Athletic, he basically cut him off, said, you guys be doing that bull junk.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get a straight answer from me. I'm not going to give you anything in depth. So they had to use him from the podium because he didn't mess with him. Yeah. He's not going to talk to anybody on the side. He is walking out of there.
The childish quote has to be from Mike Gundy. He's been insanely vocal about how much he hates NIL. That actually probably is pretty spot on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The rich booster comment was exactly what Scott Frost said. So maybe you can attribute that to Scott Frost.
This is random.
Well, we'll get to that one in a second.
No, we don't have to.
Bullfighters added a word I can't pronounce. Quote coaches.
That's not saying much.
Quoaches. Yeah, you got to take the T out of there, Bullfighter. It's just quoaches.
Quoaches, yeah.
Not quote. I can't even say what you wrote. Quoaches. All right, there's the music. Collier, how will our Sooners be this year? That's from the text line.
Oh, running out of time.
Okay, all right, we'll do that later.
We are running out of time.
I tried to leave you plenty of time there for that. We'll check the calendar after this at 10:15. Some highs and lows at 10:30. Lucas's burning questions. In the third hour, we'll get to some SP Plus predictions, in which the ESPN author says Joey McGuire's Red Raiders are basically the exact same as Matt Wells' Red Raiders.
What?
That's what I said. I audibly said that this morning when I read the story. All right, we'll be back after this. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Oh, welcome back.
I almost called that.
Welcome back. How do you say that? LaCroix?
I would go with LaCroix.
LaCroix?
Yeah.
I am going to say this about a texter. Not a texter, a text. Or I'm going to answer the text. How about that?
Okay.
The text is media going to attack them all year like they did softball? About the NIL stuff. To that I say I hope so. I hope every Monday morning there's a segment on First Take about Texas Tech and their super roster. And how good it's doing, and how David Bailey was worth all the money, and they're doing things they've never done because they spent the money to do it. I hope on every national show, on Pat McAfee, they're talking about all the money Texas Tech spent, and every high school player that's worth a darn is watching SportsCenter on Monday and Tuesday and then just hear Texas Tech and money in the same sentence in recruiting all year long.
Yeah.
And if they're negative about it, I don't care. If they're positive about it, I don't care. Press is press. I want them saying Cody Campbell, Texas Tech, money, recruiting in the same phrases and paragraphs and sentence for the rest of time.
Yeah, I don't understand
I want millions and millions and millions of impressions with a double T on it.
No, I agree. I'm confused at being aggravated that somebody is attacking your softball program in a time where it's the first time they've ever talked about your softball program.
Yeah, and I hope Texas Tech's recruiting is getting attacked in the playoff.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
You're in the playoff.
You're in the playoff.
Yeah.
You're in Oklahoma City in softball. The opportunity to be attacked is where you want to be.
Mm-hmm. They're talking about you. I mean, that means you're doing something right at that point, certainly. No, yes, I'll answer the question. Yes, you're going to be attacked about it all year long, good or bad, because you spent all of this money, right? They could be, like you said, they could be talking about you, and they're like, well, Texas Tech's earned their money. They're 8-0 now.
Yeah.
Or they could be doing the other way, and hopefully we're not talking that way, but if they got all the right guys, which even anonymous coaches believe they did, you're probably going to be talking more along the 8-0 mark than the 1-7 mark, I would imagine.
Yeah, nobody's talking about you if you're failing.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they're...
Well, they might be talking about... In this instance, they might be, because it might be like, hey, oh, remember when A&M spent all that money?
Yeah.
I talked to somebody about that, and they were like, the difference there might be is Jimbo was just buying... He was just overspending for people that had no business being in his system.
Yes.
And I don't think that's the case here.
Is Tech getting players that aren't going to Blue Bloods, or are we getting leftovers that aren't going to Ohio State, Georgia, and Bama?
So wait, before you answer that, just read the very end of that again. Are we getting leftovers that don't go to Ohio State, Georgia, and Alabama?
Yeah, two ways to answer this. First way to answer this is I want all the leftovers.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
if they're not getting taken by the top 5 programs in the country, but you're getting all the 6th best players,
yeah, that's what
okay, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could be, or are we getting the leftovers of UTSA, New Mexico State,
Tulsa.
and Tulsa?
Yeah, because that's what it felt like for a stretch there. The other way to answer it is like just to go look at the offer sheets from some of these guys.
Yeah.
Donovan Webb was offered by 30-plus programs and a lot of Blue Bloods, and he's committed to Texas Tech. Felix Ojo could have gone anywhere in the country, picked up a Texas hat, put it back down, reached under the table for a double T hat.
Yeah.
So I would say that in this upcoming recruiting class, you're getting some pretty good gets. Now, you also have, 12, 13 3-stars as well, but those are also valuable. I don't really play into the star ratings because it is a lot about system and fit, as you just said. You can get a really good fit for your system that wouldn't work at a lot of other places. But the stars are also nice.
Oh, they are. But your most successful, season since 1970, we'll say, not any of the previous, or 1980, let's put it that, was Mike Leach recruiting what? How many stars did you have with that group?
Yeah, Michael Crabtree was a 3-star, but they've retroactively put him as a 4-star.
Yeah.
Which they do sometimes. And then Graham Harrell was the highest rated recruit.
Yeah, in school
history. So the two big pieces certainly there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and looking back, I think recruiting rankings have gotten less arbitrary. But especially back in the mid-2000s, it was like, oh, he's going to Alabama, must be a 4-star. Yeah. He's going to Florida in 2007, must be a 5-star. And then if he's going to Texas Tech, I don't. Who is that? Who's Michael Crabtree?
Yeah. Kind of like Sam Bradford. I remember. I'm pretty sure Texas Tech offered him first.
Yeah.
And then when OU came calling, I'm pretty sure his star rating went up right after that.
I wonder, like Greg McElroy was talking about it the other day. I wonder, committed to Texas Tech, what he's ranked, and then committed to Alabama, what he's ranked.
Yeah.
All right, let's check the calendar real quick. We'll have to blaze through these.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
It's July 11th, which means it's Free Slurpee Day, 7-Eleven. National French Fry Day, best French fry in the game.
I don't eat French fries from McDonald's, but I always love them.
I like a seasoned fry.
I had Culver's for the first time. I like their fries.
Or a crinkle cut.
Yeah, it's a crinkle cut. That's what
I like
Culver's
the crinkle
has.
cut.
Yeah, I do like crinkle cuts too, as long as they're crisp. None of that soggy junk.
Lucas, not brand. I should have specified. Best type of French fry in the game.
Boardwalk fries.
What are boardwalk fries?
What is that? Like fair fries? Like fair fries? Like kind of coated?
Cat fries?
Do they have like a little coating on them?
Yeah, they're a little salt.
Oh, okay. So like garlic. Yeah, like stuff you would get at, I can't say the name of the place. Never mind.
National Rainier Cherry Day. And National State Fair Food Day. So there you go. Get you a corn dog. And National Swimming Pool Day. Any birthdays, Lucas?
Alicia Cara turning 29. David Henry turning 36. He was in Wizards of Waverly Place and How I Met Your Mother. A couple of football players. Joey Bosa turning 30. Dalton Schultz turning 29. Andre Johnson turns 44. Chris Cooley turns 43. Richie...
Had to get Chris Cooley in there.
I did, yes. Richie Sambora turning 66. He was the guitarist for Bon Jovi. And then Rod Strickland turning 59, who is currently the head coach for Long Island University.
You want on this day real quick?
If you can do it in a minute. Or else we can do it on the way back.
1914, Babe Ruth makes his pitching debut, gets a 4-3 win over the Cleveland Naps. 1985, Nolan Ryan, the first to 4,000 strikeouts as a Houston Astro. 1988, Mike Tyson hires Donald Trump as an advisor. And on this day in 2023, Josh Young starts at third base for the American League in their 3-2 loss to the National League in the All-Star Game.
The lore of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. What a crazy life. We'll continue after this. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench. It's 10:30, so you know what that means. Lucas, take it away.
2 minutes of non-stop in-your-face inquiries with no end in sight. It's time for Burning Questions.
By the way, Lucas is doing all the burning questions because he lost a bet a week ago. And he's got one more week to do. I'm enjoying them, Lucas.
Yeah, I think you're doing a wonderful job.
I actually don't mind looking some of these weird questions up, so it's going to get weird because I'm going to run out of questions.
You've gotten through your backup list, and now you're...
Buckle your seatbelt. It's coming. You get $10 million.
Okay.
If you can strike out any current baseball player of your choosing, you get 3 tries. Who's at the plate?
Current major leaguers?
Yes.
Dang it.
I'll even bump it up to
Chris
20
Davis.
million
That's not what I was going to say. But
Joey
close.
Gallo.
if you select one of the big hitters.
It what? Say that one more time.
I'll bump it so you get 10 million if you strike out any current MLB player. I'll give you 20, not me, but bump it up to 20 million if you select one of the heavy hitters. Like Machado or Judge or De La Cruz or...
Would Mike Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton count as one of those guys?
No.
Darn. I would think you would throw slow enough to mess all of them up. So I think Stanton would be a guy that would just be trying to swing out of his shoes.
Yeah, you want a fastball hitter.
Yeah. I
Or
think
a guy that chases.
Yeah. Sorry, but I was going to say, no, I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Say it.
Josh.
Oh, Josh, yeah.
I was going to say
Well,
Josh.
he's not a
No,
guy.
yeah. And he would absolutely destroy me. But then again, all of these guys would. I'm going Mike Stanton. I think he would swing out of his shoes.
My problem is any major leaguer that would chase a major league pitch is going to be like, oh, this guy's pitching for 10 million. I'm not swinging at anything outside the zone.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to get it in the zone one. And he's sitting slow. But even the ephuses that Duran's throwing,
They're still going to make contact with it. I'm not
you got to get a
striking.
strikeout.
Yeah, and there's
10 million.
I don't think there's anybody that we're striking out.
I'd go like O'Neal Cruz. He strikes out a lot, A, but B just does not seem like he gives a rip right now. Or maybe I'm
you know what it would have been for me?
Try to give with some rookie that's like, hey man,
Since
you stink right now. You're probably not going to last much longer. I'll split it with you.
So I was about to say, since this is all hypothetical, I'm going to go to week 2. Rafael Devers is what I'm going with.
Riley Green strikes out the most in the MLB as 123.
Yep. I've got the strikeout numbers here. I
didn't pull any up. I just know Mike Stanton swings hard as...
maybe Randy Arozarena. That guy's trying to hit a bomb off you.
Yeah.
But I think that's what you want. I think you want a guy who's trying to hit a home run.
Yeah.
And will maybe overswing to compensate for the slow pitch.
I would give myself 20 mil to try to strike out Ohtani.
Yeah. See, I just think most of these guys, we're not going to strike. We might get them to ground out to somebody, but they're not. They're making contact with basically everything we throw.
Yeah,
they might pop out.
It's warning track or maybe an infield fly. Just getting a little under it.
But there's no way they're not touching what we throw.
But it's going to hit the ceiling.
So we're all still poor. Thanks, Lucas.
Yeah.
That was just a thought. All right, so here are some items that are turning 25 years old this year.
I saw these rock songs turning 25.
I saw a movie.
So you've got PlayStation 2.
Wow.
You have the Segway.
Wow.
Paul Blart.
The Duke and I guess that's a movie. The Sims game. Big Brother. Scary Movie.
Sims is only 25. I thought that would be older.
Razor Scooters.
Wow, they're that old?
Oops, I Did It Again, the song by Britney. Camera phones, USB flash drives, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Hollister Company. So out of any of the companies, which one would you should have invested in that kind of turned 25 this year?
Well, certainly not the camera phones that came out back in 2001. You can't make anything out of those.
But what was the first? Is that Motorola? Who did the camera phone first?
I don't know. I had a flip phone that wasn't a Razor like flip phone, but the camera on it was awful. I mean, you couldn't make out any pictures on that thing.
If I'm buying into one of those, probably not specifically the PlayStation 2, but I would buy into the PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, electronics.
Sims put out a bunch of games, but
Yeah, I would rather have the system that's running all of these games.
Right.
Yeah, I would probably stick with PlayStation.
I would not want Britney Spears stock. So I was 11. 25 years ago.
Me too. That's okay.
11 at OU. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You're smart.
What
man.
year was that? I was already past OU by then, pal.
I was trying to help.
I know. I was here, I think. 2001, is that what you said? Right?
Well,
No,
25 years. That'd be 2000.
2000. No,
Yeah.
I was done with OU, but I was I was out of
25.
college.
Yeah.
That's tough. 20 years ago this week is the anniversary of Anchorman.
Wow.
Yeah, makes me feel really old.
And I told you to buckle your seatbelts. Here's a weird one. Fight an orangutan with a sword
Okay.
once a year.
Yeah.
Or fighting a chicken every single time you get in your car.
All right. So for me, I'm not in and out of my car a ton.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 times in a day. Into work, out of work, but it's getting in your car, it's not getting out of your car. So 3-4 times a day, fighting a chicken.
Yeah.
Or now, if you're riding with someone, does that count? Is it in any car? Or is it just your driver's seat? The chicken sitting in the driver's seat?
No, I think it's any car. That would, yeah. I would still do that.
I think I would too.
The reach that the orangutan has,
Yeah.
I don't have a chance. I don't think there.
And if it's the same chicken, like it's not like to the death every time. You just gotta
You gotta
get it
You just
out.
gotta deal with the chicken.
Yeah, just like you're like, all right, not today, chicken. I'm just gonna grab you and throw you out, or get in with you and open the window.
Yeah, the chicken a million times over.
Because if it's to the death, could you handle killing 900 chickens a year?
Yes, I could. Over one orangutan with a sword?
I mean, I wouldn't last long against the orangutan. I would just have to fight one orangutan, I think. If it's to the death.
I don't.
It'd be a death wish for me, I think.
I don't think I'm winning that one. So I'm just
Right.
gonna deal with the nuisance of having to kill
Yeah.
a chicken every single time
I
I
would-
get in my car.
I would agree with the chicken.
That would be annoying, though. I already dislike
I would fight the
driving a lot.
chickens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The reach is too much to deal with there.
I mean, can you imagine? I hate like waking up late and then you don't realize your window's frosty.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like in June you're running late thinking about work and then you get out there and you're like, oh, this freaking chicken.
I gotta get this chicken out of there. You have an excuse built in every time you're late, though.
Forgot about
Why are
this
you-
stupid chicken. All right, more after this. 100.7 The Score.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Back 100.7 The Score. It is the end of the bench. And we'll go straight to Bill Connelly here in the third hour. Of course, we'll catch up with the chat line as well. But first, Bill Connelly, the SP Plus guy at ESPN, talking about competitive balance in his Big 12 preview open. And he says in the preseason conference poll rankings for eventual 2024 champions, Georgia first, Oregon second, Clemson second, Arizona 16th. The top 5 teams in last season's preseason Big 12 media poll, Utah, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Kansas, and Arizona, ended up going a combined 26-35 overall and 13-32 in conference play. Of those, only Kansas State made a bowl game. Arizona State, Houston, Cincinnati, BYU, and Baylor combined for a 39-25 record, 26-19 in conference play, and they were the bottom 5 teams. A lot of heavy lifting by Arizona State and BYU, of course, Baylor at the end. So in response, he says, the Big 12 elected to drop the preseason poll altogether, which is frankly silly in his opinion. But fear not, he says, last year's SP Plus projections were nearly as inaccurate. So can we still make fun of the numbers in a few more months? It's time to talk about the most unpredictable, wonderfully nonsense, heavy power conference in college football. The SP Plus. Arizona State, number 1. Texas Tech, number 2. And this is in returning production, not the actual rankings yet. So Texas Tech is the second most returning production. Arizona State the most returning production. 76% returning production on defense. 70% returning production on offense, which is kind of crazy. I guess Baron Morton is a lot of that. And Caleb Douglas.
And Caleb Douglas, but Josh Kelly didn't produce a lot. Taj Brooks didn't produce a lot. I mean,
right?
That's only 30%.
All your tight end catches. Well, not all of them, but
yeah, Jalen Conyers. I mean, it seems like they would be more than 30%. But
I think probably a lot of that is snaps returning. Like you have some snaps returning on the defensive line, but they're not going to be starting.
Yeah, Jacob
Rodriguez, Ben Roberts, John Curry, Bryce Ramirez all return.
But like even Mason Tharp, even though he didn't catch the ball, he was out there a lot.
Yeah, right? And then Mo Horn, Davian Carter, Sheridan Wilson. So there are some returners, but that seems like a high number. Seems like a high number. So here's the actual projections. He's got Kansas State and Arizona State as 1 and 2. Kansas State with an SP Plus of 15.6. Average wins in his simulations, 9. Arizona State, Texas Tech technically tied with 8.4 average wins, along with BYU. SP pluses of 12.2, 11.8, and 11.5 for those 3 teams. Nationally, Texas Tech and the SP Plus at 26th, 22nd for Arizona State, and 18th for Kansas State. Outside the top 4, TCU, Utah, Iowa State, Baylor make up the top half, while Baylor getting 8th is kind of a drop below Iowa State.
Can I ask you a question on this list?
Kansas, Colorado, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Houston, Arizona, UCF, Cincinnati at the bottom.
So this is all based on the SP Plus ranking. Okay.
Yep.
I was just wondering because TCU has a higher SP Plus ranking than Utah, and Iowa State for that matter, but their average win total is lower. So it's just kind of confusing.
Some of that is schedule strength there.
Okay.
Because they play North Carolina in the non-con.
Yeah, that's true.
And then if you look at Baylor, Baylor has a tough schedule as well with both SMU. Both those teams play SMU.
Yeah.
TCU also plays North Carolina, and Baylor also plays Auburn. So those 2 teams probably have the toughest non-conferences. So who's going to be in the conference championship? 17% opportunity for Kansas State to be in the title game. Texas Tech tied for 3rd with 9.7% chance to be in the title game. Arizona State right in front of them. So according to the SP Plus, I would say it's going to be Kansas State versus Arizona State, BYU, or Texas Tech. And I wonder, if Jake Retzlaff. I wonder if Jake Retzlaff is projected into this.
Yeah. When did it come out? I would hope that he would have altered that, right? It
says these projections are from my May SP Plus update, which didn't take into account Jake Retzlaff. So I would throw out BYU, and move up Texas Tech and Utah into the most likely, according to SP Plus. The 5 best games in the Big 12 this year: Iowa State, Kansas State, and Dublin. TCU, Kansas State, Texas Tech, Arizona State, Texas Tech, Kansas State, both on the road for Texas Tech, and Kansas State at Utah.
Okay, rewind there. The 5 best games. Texas Tech has 2, right?
Yep, Kansas State has 4. So let's go down to Texas Tech and see his write-up on the Red Raiders. It says 3 years into Joey McGuire's tenure at Texas Tech, things haven't really changed. The Red Raiders went 7-6 and ranked 40th in the SP Plus in Matt Wells' final season in charge. Now he coached
He didn't coach all of that.
8 of those games.
Yeah.
5 of the wins. And they've averaged 7.7 wins and a 45th S&P Plus ranking since. I think that is a really broad simplification of Matt Wells' final season versus Texas Tech's 3 seasons since.
Yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, he didn't even coach the entire thing.
Even in the 6-6 year, you still won more Big 12 games than Matt Wells ever did. Even in his final season.
Yeah, I would like to see if Matt Wells played in Oregon anywhere in his...
That's a very oversimplification of Matt Wells' final season, in which he didn't finish, and Joey's 3 seasons. But point remains, I guess, in the SP Plus, that final season of Matt Wells has been on average on par with Joey McGuire's 3 seasons. He's high on all of the transfers in, basically, from the offense and the defense. He's high on Jacoby Williams and Cameron Dickey. He's not high on Baron Morton. Texas Tech has had 1 top 50 defense in the last 15 years. He expects that to change in 2025.
What was their record that year?
When they had a top 15 defense in the past 25 years?
Yeah.
Or 15 years? 6-6, is that 2 years ago? I'd have to go back and look.
Was that what it was?
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
But you allowed 26 points a game that year, so I would assume that was the one. You only scored 25.5, though. 100.7 the score. It's the end of the bench. We'll continue on.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 the score. It's Ask The Benchwarmers. Shelly says, bro, what cereal did you have for breakfast this morning? I currently have not broken my fast yet. Maybe that's why I'm snippy.
That might be it.
The Dallas Cowboys have paid Terrence Steele a lot of money on the offensive line. You know, I don't know if that's... Hey, I'm a staunch offensive line defender, but he struggled last year.
Yeah.
You know, it's been surprising how good he's been at run blocking. He has really excelled at run blocking in the NFL, at the NFL level. And he's struggled a little bit in pass pro.
At the Star, they have all of these little things on the light poles, all these different players, and I was looking for the Terrence Steele one since they paid him a lot of money.
Yeah. No?
Maybe the fans just take him down or something and they just replace him. I don't know. But
Maybe.
I didn't see the Terrence Steele one.
I will say the offensive line got a lot better across the last 5 weeks, and I would assume it's a bit of a learning curve to go from no Zach Martin to, or from Zach Martin to no Zach Martin. But I do think the offensive line played much better in the last 4 or 5 weeks, especially Terrence Steele. Benchwarmers. Think of something you are good at, and would you be considered a 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star if you were graded at that thing? Bullfighter claims a 4-star rating at bowling.
2 things. 5-star at power napping.
Okay.
Can
Just anywhere?
Anywhere, anytime. I could have fallen asleep during that commercial break if you would have let me.
You can sleep sitting up?
Yep, I sleep.
Lights on, lights off?
Yep. Whenever I go home during my lunch break, I will eat and I will sit up I don't want to lay down because then it might be a little more difficult to get him.
It's not.
But
it's more of a
sit up on the couch and
power sleep instead of a power nap.
Power nap for 15 minutes. The other one would be at least 4-star as a photographer. I think I would at least give myself 4 there, with definitely room to improve.
Lucas, what's your sports gambling rating?
I don't know, probably a 3. But I think I had a 1-star playing basketball from the Washington Post. So
that's pretty awesome.
That was legitimately probably outside of actually going to play college basketball, that was probably my highest achievement, was getting a 1-star out of the Washington Post.
You?
I don't know. What would you say? What would you rate me on?
Your copeability? I don't know. If you will.
I'm a 5-star obfuscator. I've done it so much they named it after me. They say I obfuscate. I don't think so, but people say I'm a 5-star gaslighter.
I think you are. I think that would be.
I'm sorry if you think that way, but
just an update here. Ludwig, we're not even playing that. Ludwig Oberg on a little hot streak of his own here. He's birdied 4 out of the last 5 holes. He is now tied for third at 8 under par.
Let's go!
3 shots off the lead, and he is through. Well, he's got
14.
He's got 4 holes to go. Yeah.
So this is his group that just does. They call this a featured group, but they're showing 2 different groups. A little interesting.
Oh, the other guys are walking right now.
Oh, yeah, I guess that is. Let's see. I appreciate the offensive line comments. Certainly, I don't blame any injury on the line. Just acknowledging that a better line would allow quarterback play while also keeping the quarterback less exposed to riskier potential injury-type plays. Just an opinion. Perhaps I should say the O-line raises the risk of the injury. Again, just an opinion. Sure. And I think we're all having opinions. And you're not alone in that opinion, I would say, certainly, especially amongst the Texas Tech fan base. But I would counter with, I think our quarterbacks have put themselves in positions. I thought, okay, so Nick Shimanek was like the greatest avoid injury at all costs, throw it away every time, don't get out of the pocket guy. He was really good at that. And I think they made a very concerted effort to have Baron Morton repeat that last year, where he was put in a position to get the ball out quickly and or throw it away, live to fight another day. And I don't know that you had that a lot in between those. And I'm intrigued to see if they take the governor off a little bit with Baron Morton this year.
Yeah. I think they probably will. I mean, it's now or never, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
it's final year.
Yeah, it supposedly is his final year, yeah.
The pieces you have around him this year. I was really high on Jalen Conyers coming into last year. I was twice as high on Terrence Carter. Yeah. I am very excited for him as a mismatched nightmare at the tight end position. I'm not as high on like Reggie Virgil as some because he's just had one breakout year.
Yeah.
I'd love for him to do it again. Very high on Caleb Douglas. I think I'm holding out hope that Micah Hudson can impact the season. Obviously, Koy Aiken has been what he's been. Very excited for him. And then Roy Alexander, nobody talks about him. And he's had 3 big seasons. So I think you have a lot of opportunity. And then, not even to mention, I think you're potentially could be pretty good out of the backfield catching passes.
You certainly hope so. I mean, I would
with Quentin Joyner and Jacoby Williams. Cowboys paying $60 million a season for Dak Prescott is difficult to believe. Believe? No, it's not difficult to believe. What's the question? Cowboys paying $60 million a season for Dak Prescott is difficult to believe? Where did this come from?
I don't know.
No, it's not difficult to believe. In really any respect. It's not difficult to believe the Cowboys did a bad contract. It's not difficult to believe that they assumed that the market would grow with Dak, and it really hasn't. It kind of maxed out at 55. Even the newer contracts have not reached 60. So, and that's what in the moment, I was like, well, let's see what the next quarterback contracts are before I make any decisions on if it was a bad contract or not. Now that we've put some space in between it, every year I think it's even more.
Yeah.
Like, of a bad decision, because like if Josh Allen had signed after Dak Prescott and got 60, it would have been like, okay, well, that's the going rate. But the guys who have signed after Dak Prescott have not signed for that AVV. Shelly says, get the man some steak and eggs. I feel like I'm a 5-star breakfast chef.
There you go.
I'm pretty good at that.
Not a 5-star breakfast drafter, though. Shout out to Bullfighter. Just to explain to you, the reason I probably make Tom Brady look older in that picture is because I'm older than Tom Brady. That might be why I make him look older.
Are you?
Yep.
I think we need to double check that.
How old is Tom Brady? Pretty sure he's 47.
Is he 47? Okay.
Breaking news, I'm older than Tom Brady.
47, well.
That's so that would make sense.
Would you also have a summer fling with Sofia Vergara? All right, that's it for us today. 100.7 The Score. For myself, David Collier, Lucas White. That's the week. We'll see you Monday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.